8, the only people who gave free labor that, along with free Indian land, became the definition of the American dream sought by immigrants. So we were the American dream. We didn't get the American dream. We became a commodity for the American dream. Interesting. 9, the only people for whom it was illegal to attend school or learn how to read and write. Number 10, we were the only descendants of slaves and were in America before 99% of all other people arrived. 11, the most patriotic people and fought in every major war since the nation's founding. 12, creators of music, dance, and slang copied and confiscated by every nation. 13, pawns over which the North and South fought in the 1860s American Civil War of brother against brother. 14, only people who created, and this is interesting, right? Let me go back here. 13 with the pawns, Civil War, pawns, slaves were pawns. We were enslaved people. We weren't slaves. We were enslaved people. We were pawns. And it's interesting because that idea of us being pawns to help other people win a bigger battle, a war, or even an election, that ideology still exists today. To this day, we're still pawns. To this day, the Republicans and Democrats use us as pawns just like the North and the South did. So it's not like they all show up and they trigger your trauma and they get you all getting the Holy Ghost on behalf of whatever they're trying to do. And they figure out how to use you and what you have to achieve a bigger objective that has very little to do with you. So do you see what I'm do you get the connection here? It's interesting because the Civil War is kind of the same thing. Well, nobody really fighting trying to free no slaves. Well, nobody like, yeah, I really care about black people like that. The people in the North, Dr. Anderson, thank God for him. He was one of the few people who helped us understand that even the people in the North did not want black people up there because they were competing for jobs. Black people were getting killed for trying to take somebody's job. They made laws blocking skilled black people from getting certain jobs. You can go up there and be a carpenter or a mason, bricklayer, whatever. You can do all that stuff, or plumber. They blocked all that out. They blocked you out of the unions and blocked your grandfather and grandmother out of certain trades. So this idea that the North and the liberals loved us is a false idea. It is simply not true, 100% not true. So Dr. Anderson is helping us to understand that. So you've always been pawns though for a bigger game. So let's keep going. And actually that leads to another thought is before I read this, one of the reasons that we do financial consciousness training every day is because consciousness allows you to have self-awareness. When you are conscious and self-aware, you no longer are easily commodified by someone's bigger agenda because you can see the agenda. Consciousness is leveling up. It's a deeper perspective. It's where you see the world in higher dimensions. And that's what we do every morning. And I said, if we're more financially conscious, then what happens is that you start to understand your economic power. When you're financially conscious, you understand the position you have in the system. Like imagine if somebody trained you to be a cog in a wheel and there's a big machine, right? And you're a little tiny bolt in one of the machines. Well, if you're not conscious, then you're just going to do what the bolt does. You're just going to sit there and just play your position. But when you become conscious, you elevate and you see the whole machine. And you say, oh, there I am. I'm the bolt in the machine. I don't want that damn job. Get me the hell up out of here. Do you understand? So really, consciousness is critical for us to really know what's going on. Consciousness maybe starts with knowledge and information. I can provide a lot of that on the economic stuff, but then it also is almost just meditative, and it's meditative in terms of really seeing the bigger picture. Consciousness is also connected to self-esteem and self-awareness, which is why Dr. Anderson's layout of the clear definition of Black exceptionality is really important, because then you will know how valuable you are. You will know how important your children are.